guys, it's Adam here, and I got a faux hawk going on, and I'm not sure what the frig that's all about. I guess I gotta shave my head again. I look pretty badass with a mohawk, probably, eh? Friggin' rights. Check that shit out. I look like Worf from friggin' Star Trek. Hey, I was chatting with my buddy this morning. I got up at 2, and my buddy's on, and he's like, dude, did you see friggin' McJuggernuggets? He's a big-time juggy. Like, hardcore Jesse follower. Loves the content, believes it's real. I'm not arguing real or fake. With content like that, I have one way to treat it. I call myself a juggy. I wouldn't call myself a little brother because I'm older than him. And because apparently Jeffrey's only 26 years old, or 25 or something like that. And Jesse, he's turning 23 in like a couple weeks. So like I'm older than both of these fucking punks, which is pretty good, I guess. Probably not, I'll die first. Definitely. Anyway, unless Jesse's spleen ruptures and he's fucked and I win. That's not nice to say. That's really not nice to say. My buddy is like, holy shit, man, you see what happened? Like, Uncle Larry, like, kicked him out of the house, and he's all mad at him, and blah, 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 and he's like, man, I wish I was there so I could help Jesse out. Talking to him about, like, I see a lot of discrepancies in the show as I'm watching it, but is it real or fake? This is how I treat it. I treat it no different than an episode of Big Bang Theory on the TV, and no different than like Supernatural on the TV. It's entertainment. A lot of discrepancies in the show, like for instance that door, when his dad walked in and blew the door off the hinges didn't have door pins. There's no door pins in the hinges. That door came down way too fucking easy. Like, his dad kicked it, and the whole door blew down. If those hinges were proper, his dad would have kicked the door, and his leg would have sucked. That would have hurt a lot. I don't think he would have kicked that door off the hinges, because that was a thick fucking door. That was an outside door inside a house, you know what I mean? Like, an outside door is a solid piece of wood. An inside door, like that one, for instance, you know, you got this, but look how it's splitting. Look, you can see clear in there to a piece of wood. Like, it's literally a piece of plywood with a couple of support structures inside of it. Okay? This door here, like, it's splitting at the seams and shit. I'm gonna have to replace this door one day. Look at that. But this door here, if you kick it, yeah, she's gonna fold in half and explode and break down. This door takes nothing to break, you know? Where an outside door, for instance, like one of these, is solid all the way through, you know? I'm knocking on the door, not somebody else. Shut your fucking mouth, you furbat. But that's a solid fucking door, you know? So kicking this one in, you're going to be kicking for a little bit longer than, say, you know, like this door here is obviously solid, framed all around with window implants. But, you know, like the bathroom door is another case where it's like solid, not. You know, like this is all hollow. There's maybe like a 1x or a 2x2 going here and here. And all this wood is glued to it, or well, looks like it's glued to it. So it's a basic door. But the doors on Jesse's room were so freaking thick that even if his dad hauled off and fucking booted her like really hard, it wouldn't have came down like that. So like I start talking like that, and he gets all mad at me, and he's like, what, you don't think his dad has that much power? And I'm like, dude, there was no fucking door pins on it. If the door would have came down, these hinges here would have ripped off, right? There would have been structural damage done to the actual frame of the door here. This would have been damaged. There was no damage to the frame of the door. None. There was no damage done to the door. None. And if you look at the video closely, you can clearly see that the hinges are still in the wall. Looking exactly like this. The pins were taken out. And then he gets all mad at me, like he's a hardcore believer that this is all real. And I said, no, dude, just take it like this. Take it as entertainment. Take it as, yeah, it's probably not real, but it's fucking amazing to watch. It's fun to watch. So who gives a freaking shit? But he insisted to me that it's real, and like, this is my buddy. He's 31 years old, and he's a big time juggy. He's like behind Jesse all the time. He was all mad that Uncle Larry kicked him out, and he's like, man, they're treating him like shit and stuff. And I'm like, it's all part of the show. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I said, how much you want to bet? Okay, Larry kicks him out. And tomorrow we see that he's living at Corn's, or he's living at one of his other buddies from the LAN party. Or, I'm like, he's going to go somewhere, but I bet he's going to live at Corn's. Sure enough, today, fire up YouTube, and there he is. Living at Corn's. It's like this shit writes itself now. It's so friggin' awesome. I love it. I know it's you know, I know it's entertainment, but I love it. It's like watching a TV show that, unlike TV, doesn't stop in the summer. You know what I mean? Bang Theory. Oh, it starts in September, then they go to Christmas, and then they take forever off, and then they start back up in January, go until about April, shut her down, then all summer there's shit to watch on TV. YouTube creators, we put shit up all the time, so there is no downtime. We don't take a break, we just give her. So that's what I love about YouTube is, especially like this, like Kid Behind the Camera, McJuggernuggets. I wish I could find more YouTubers that are doing content like this, because I love it, man. To me, I watch it. I don't comment on it because it's like watching a TV show for me. And I just take it as it is, and I just realized that the green screen behind me on my green shirt, I can't film commenting on comments wearing this attire tonight. That's impossible. So, that's what I gotta say about that type of content. Is it real or is it fake? Who gives a shit? It's fucking fun to watch. However, I can really pick that content apart and show you parts in it that will make you know it's fake. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. It's about, is it fun to watch? Yes, it is. Is it awesome that they got the whole family involved? Frig yeah, it is. It's a great show. I love watching it. And that's all that really matters, probably. Anyway, people. Oreo's barking up a storm again downstairs. Fucking school bus just drove by and Oreo wants to fight it. But last night there I had those the deer on my property there. You saw that. And this morning, actually it was about 3 in the morning, I came downstairs to let them out again, and I went outside with them, and there was like 3 deers in my backyard, a big 4-point buck, probably a 5 or a 6, I don't know. I just saw 4 points on the antlers, so probably maybe a 4 or 5, I don't know. I gotta grab my belt. These pants are gonna fall off. I'm already friggin', my underwears are already sitting higher than my pants. This isn't good. But saw that, a mommy and a wee little baby about the size of a Great Dane in the backyard. The baby walked over. Mom and Dad didn't really care. The baby walked over, sniffed Oreo a bit. They didn't really care, and then fucked off. The baby was more courageous than the other two. But I quickly got Oreo back inside. I'm like, holy fuck, he's gonna get stomped out. Alrighty, we got our shit. Let's get off to work and see if we got an update from the boss. If we're gonna be done as of the new year. And like, I don't know if I said it before, but the whole reason why I want to be done in the new year is for tax purposes. Yeah, I gotta deal with this Thursday. Get the weed whacker out, clean this all up and clean this all up. That'll happen then. I should just dig this all up and flip it over. Oh well. Anyway. Friggin' warm day out today, boys. Yet it's so friggin' chilly in the house, it's dicked. Anyway, let's get off to work, shall we? Stereo system. Yeah, tell school's back in session. All the buses on the road and the kids walking home after learning, going home to do their homework. Fuck, I don't miss those days. It was funny because, like, I never enjoyed school. I was bullied a lot as a kid, which is probably why I take YouTube comments so poorly. I was bullied a lot as a kid, you know? Fucking go to school with a lunch, come lunchtime, my lunch is gone because people would go steal it. It was a bad fucking time. Until one day I dealt with a bully on my own terms. You know, they always say, don't ever fucking get physical with a bully. Always tell your teacher. Well, you know what? I was the guy who would go to my teacher and say, listen, my lunch got stolen, I got no food. And they'd be like, well, maybe you should put a lock on your lunch pail. And it's like, fuck no, that's not the answer. I know who stole it, so like, can you fucking do something about this? And they wouldn't do, obviously I didn't say it like that, but they wouldn't do anything about it. They wouldn't do anything about it. So it wasn't until grade 4 when it kept happening, and I know who it was. So I fucking attacked the kid. Beat the living shit out of him. Fucking lost my cool. You know, bullies, like, they expect you not to attack back. They expect, well, this guy's a loser, so let's not attack back. And I remember that day because I fucking hauled off and clapped the kid. You know, this would be like, you know, I was that kid in school that was always picked last whenever we did any sort of organized sports, like whether it be like soccer, baseball, or dodgeball, or whatever it was. I was always picked last. Doesn't matter if I was good at the sport or not, I always picked last. Worst thing they ever did was when we played floor hockey and they picked me last, because I remember I scored the most amount of goals in that game, and that really pissed people off. Like, I'm pretty good at ball hockey. Probably not anymore because I just don't have the ability to run. But back then I was pretty good at ball hockey, and I remember our team, we won like a stupid amount of goals, and they were mostly mine, because like I could put that ball anywhere in the net and had just such great ball control with the stick. That sounded dirty. But yeah, like the one day, and that's what pisses me off, is they're like, oh, if you're being bullied, go tell a teacher. And then you tell a teacher, and the teacher's like, oh, just defend yourself. Just take matters into your own hands. Then you take matters into your own hands. Like, why'd you do that? Why'd you take matters into your own hands? You know, like that video that went viral on YouTube a little while back, where the kid was getting picked on by this big boy, gets picked on by this scrawny little boy, and the big boy picks him up and fucking just suplexes him. Like, just fucking plows him into the ground and takes him out. And the guy who was being bullied gets suspended for assaulting the kid. And it's like, you know what? He fucking had enough. He should not have been suspended from school because he had enough of some asshole fucking picking on him. That should have never happened. If the school, if the teachers and principal were doing their fucking jobs, that should have not happened. And he said, like, he went to the teachers and nothing happened. Like, in grades 7 and 8, I went to a school just over about, I would say, 2 o'clock from where I'm facing now. It was called Cité des Jeunes, which translates to English of City of the Young People. I used to call it City of the Young Dudes. And there was 2 versions of grade 7, 2 versions of grade 8. All the popular kids that were like fucking like super popular, everybody loved them, they were all in the A group. And all the unpopular fucking degenerates, if you would, including myself, we were in the B group. So the A group would always fuck with us. And I remember me and my buddy, it was the end of grade 8, we graduated, and this one group used to always fucking bug us. Well, all of us were in the washroom at the end. Like, we were sitting there, me and my buddies, my buddy Brian and Doug, we were sitting in the bathroom, and them 3 come in and try to fucking bully us one last time. I remember we just fucking looked, me, Doug, and Brian looked at each other and went, what the fuck are we doing? Like, we're bigger than these guys. We looked back at them and we like synchronized punched their faces in, and we beat the living shit out of them. Just fucking laid them out like laundry. Then as we're leaving, the vice principal's like, hey, shouldn't you guys be gone? I said, yeah, we left you a present in the washroom, bud. Have a good day. And he walks in there and there's these 3 kids laid out. Well, later that night, I'm pretty sure my parents got a call. I remember getting in shit for that one. And they're like, what did you do at school today? And I was like, well, we were getting bullied. The teachers wouldn't help us, so we fucking laid the kid out. So I remember, like, in grade 8, sitting there at the lunch table, and I'm chatting with my friend, and one of them decides to throw a fucking carrot stick at me. And I'm like, whatever, so I just pick the carrot stick up, put it aside. Pick the carrot stick up, put it aside, and ignore it. Well, the kid then throws a carrot with dip on it at me. So I called him an asshole. Well, he comes running over, jumps over the table over one of the kids sitting in front of me, grabs me by the shirt, and punches me in the head. And like, my head didn't move or nothing. It was the weakest fucking punch I ever took. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? And he backs off and he goes, if you want more, you know where to get it. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like now I'm thinking to myself, like, why the fuck didn't I just grab him, pull him to the ground, and just start fucking laying into him and make his face in the pulp? But I didn't. I fucking took it. And like, all this shit they were doing to us built up to that one day at graduation where me, Doug, and Brian just fucking unloaded on them and beat the living fuck out of them to the point where they couldn't get up. Like, we just kept swinging until they stopped moving. Like, we probably could have killed them maybe, but we didn't think about it. We were fucking fed up. Like, we were done with the way of being treated like that. And apparently that's not the way to deal with bullies. Apparently it's like, yeah, that is the way to deal with bullies. Because when you do something crazy like that and you fucking show them that you've had enough and you strike back, we never got bugged after that. Like, in grade 4, when I fucking fought back and I beat the shit out of the kid, I was classified as the scary, creepy kid. and nobody wanted to fuck with me. In grade 8 when that happened, those kids never bothered with us again. A couple of them went to the school I went to, and they spread rumors around about me, which is why I didn't like high school, because I didn't really fit into any crowd, because everyone was afraid to offend me because I'd probably fucking snap them. And that happened there too again. We were playing fucking ball hockey. We were in a ball hockey league, and this one guy just kept fucking body checking me and slamming me around, and there's no checking, no physical contact in the ball hockey. And one day I just fucking snapped, and I took the kid out. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I barely had any friends at my school. I had tons of friends at Schollard Hall, but none at Whitfield. So it was complete horse shit. But I was also never bullied after I did that, because people were afraid to bully me because they knew I would just fucking snap and hurt them because I had zero fucks to give. And that's what I find funny is, you should never get aggressive with a bully. You know, they're going through hard times too. Try and be their friend. Bullshit. You try and be their friend, they fucking come at you even harder. Sometimes you gotta crack a bitch. And I hate saying that because fighting, they say fighting never solves anything, but for me it did. And that's what's fucked. Like, sometimes you gotta crack a bitch. Sometimes the only thing people understand is when their own blood is leaking onto their body. And then they go, fuck, you know what? Maybe that was a bad idea and I should probably change my ways, because this guy could have fucking really... What the fuck is going on up here? Tell me there isn't construction. I ain't got time for that shit. Well, I do, but prefer not to. So they drive in great big 4 E350s, and we get the Bell vans that are Dodge Caravans. Lovely. I don't know, like, have any of you guys been bullied? How did you deal with it? Did you go to the teacher and your teacher did it right? Fucking took care of the situation? Or did you guys get bullied and you fucking did my way and took care of the situation yourself? Or did you guys just ignore it and hopefully it went away? Like, what did you do? What's the proper way to deal with a fucking bully? Because I know my way is probably not the proper way, because I got suspended a couple fucking times for beating the shit out of a dude. Like, I have the shortest fucking fuse in history, which is why I don't like getting into physical altercations, because if I do get into a fight with someone, I don't know how to stop fighting. That's the problem. I just keep swinging until you stop moving. So, like, you better be ready to kill me, because I might do that to you. Like, there's only, in my mind, there's only one reason why somebody wants to fight me. It's because they want to kill me. So, I'd rather be the killer than the killed. Just saying. And that's the reason why I stay the fuck out of fights. I wonder if I can squeeze between this motorcycle and this pickup truck. Why, yes I can. Why, yes I can. So there you go, people. We're at work now, and like I said, you know, today was a weird vlog. Talking about real and fake. Just love it because it's entertaining, and being bullied. That's a weird one. But anyway, people, there you go. Let me know what you think about this whole vlog. Leave a comment down below. Remember, your comments could be used on commenting on comments, because I'm bringing that back. It's already back, I should say. And I'm at it hard. Jesus fucking bees. But anyway, people, I'm going to shut her down here, head inside, and see if I got an update. Maybe I can find out today if I'm going to be leaving in the new year. That'd be awesome. You know, if they tell me, yeah, you can leave in the new year, fuck yeah. That means I got a goal to work towards, and that's friggin' awesome. So anyway, people, on that note, I'm going to shut her down here. So thanks for watching. Like, favorite, and comment as always. Could be used on commenting on comments. Check the links in the description. My buddies' channels are in there, even though a lot of them haven't done any updates lately. But I'm sure they'll get back to it soon enough. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.